My name is S. Ashok Kumar. Welcome to my channel. In the last part, I explained about metabolic pathway of glycolysis and three irreversible steps in glycolysis. As we know, glycolysis starts with hexose sugar like glucose, ends with the two pyruvate molecules. Each pyruvate molecule consists of three carbon atoms. And now in this part I am going to explain about the fate of pyruvate under anaerobic condition. After that I will explain fate of pyruvate under aerobic condition. Okay na? First I am going to explain about fate of pyruvate under anaerobic conditions. Now as we know, glycolysis roughly it starts with a glucose. Correct na? After several reactions of glycolysis, there is a formation of one intermediate, that is a glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. Then followed by the reaction like the glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate convert into 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate. What is the importance of this reaction? This is the first oxidation step in glycolysis. Here there is a formation of conversion of NAD into NADH2. For example, if you take two molecules of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, then you can take two molecules of 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate. Then you have to take the two molecule of NADH2. Okay na? As several reactions later results the formation of pyruvate molecules. You should remember, you have to take the two pyruvate molecule. Each pyruvate molecule consists of 3 carbon atoms. Okay na? Now I am going to tell fate of pyruvate under anaerobic condition. Take the first one. Fate of pyruvate under anaerobic condition. Anaerobic condition. What is the meaning of anaerobic condition? There is a complete absence of oxygen. Now I am taking yeast. Yeast, that is a unicellular fungi, that is a Saccharomyces. As we know, Saccharomyces is apt for the sugar. What it means that yeast or Saccharomyces, yeast is a facultative anaerobe. What it means? It can grow under aerobic condition and also anaerobic condition. Here the condition is that yeast we are growing under anaerobic condition, complete absence of the oxygen. Then we are growing the yeast in the presence of glucose. What is happening when we are growing the yeast under anaerobic condition means glucose convert into pyruvate. You understood? Then in the first reaction after pyruvate formation, there is an enzyme called as a pyruvate decarboxylase enzyme. Pyruvate decarboxylase enzyme makes a release of carbon dioxide. That means from one pyruvate molecule, one carbon atom removing as a carbon dioxide. Results how many carbons are remaining? 2 na? The resulting product is a 2 carbon, that is a CH3CHO. This one is a acetaldehyde. Okay na? Then after acetaldehyde formation, next very important enzyme, that is a alcohol dehydrogenase. This is a very important enzyme. Alcohol dehydrogenase enzyme. This acetaldehyde is converted into C2H5OH. What is this one? C2H5OH is nothing but alcohol. This one is called as a alcohol fermentation. One important conclusion it will come. You have to wait. Here what is happening? Alcohol dehydrogenase enzyme converting the aldehyde into alcohol. Normally ethyl alcohol. Here what is happening? In order to work this alcohol dehydrogenase enzyme, there is a need of NADH2. Then convert into NAD. Just you can apply. Here CH3CHO. Here that is a CH3CH2OH. That means For the formation of alcohol, definitely there is a need of two hydrogens. The two hydrogen is this enzyme is taking a two hydrogenase from the NADH2. Okay, na? Here, in order to formation of this alcohol dehydrogenase absolutely requires NADH2. Means here there should be involvement of NADH2. You can ask from where this NADH2 is coming. Immediately you have to go for the glycolysis. In glycolysis, this conversion, glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate to 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate is there, na? That released NADH2 is come and involved in this particular alcohol dehydrogenase enzyme. Then here the formed NAD go and involve in the glycolysis. Like this continuously this alcohol fermentation takes place. So if you take here 2 pyruvate molecule, here there is a 2 alcohol, here there is involvement of 2 NADH2 na. So what you need to understand, what are the 2 NADH2 produced during the glycolysis are utilized by the alcohol dehydrogenase enzyme under anaerobic condition. That means what? The NADH2 produced during glycolysis under anaerobic condition, these NADH2, are they involved in the electron transport chain? No. These NADH2 produced during the glycolysis are utilized by the alcohol dehydrogenase enzyme under anaerobic condition. Means 2 NADH2 are utilizing by the alcohol dehydrogenase. So what are the number of ATPs produced by yeast? The number of ATPs produced during this alcohol fermentation per hexose sugar, how many? You can tell 2. Why? Because normally if it is a 2 NADH2 are there, these 2 NADH2, if they involve in the electron transport chain under aerobic condition, that results the formation of 6 ATP. Total glycolysis gives how many number of ATPs? 8 ATPs na? Out of 8, 6 ATP coming from the 2 NADH2. But here 2 NAD under anaerobic condition, those 2 NADH2s are utilizing during the alcohol formation. So we have to cancel 6 ATP na. So remaining how many ATPs? 2 ATPs. Yes or no? That is why how many number of ATPs produced during the alcohol fermentation per hexose sugar? You have to tell 2. This is the one conclusion. Next, I am going like this. Now, one more condition. This is a complete anaerobic condition, a complete absence of oxygen. Here, I am going to tell I am going to take another condition, that is a hypoxia condition. What is a hypoxia condition? There is a small presence of oxygen. Here you can take the RBC, you can take skeletal muscles also, you can take skeletal muscles. Because in RBC and the skeletal muscles, so this condition only, hypoxia. Under this condition, hypoxia condition, glucose convert into pyruvate. Up to here, okay na? Then complete different condition. This pyruvate in the presence of enzyme, lactate dehydrogenase enzyme. Then pyruvate convert into lactate. How many carbon atoms are present in lactate or lactic acid? 3 carbons. So pyruvate consists of 3 carbon. This lactate also consists of 3 carbon. So this one is called as a lactic acid fermentation. So during the alcohol fermentation, this ethyl alcohol consists of 2 carbons. So plus 1 carbon dioxide. Okay, so in alcohol fermentation, what are the end products? Carbon dioxide plus alcohol. In lactic acid fermentation, there is no carbon dioxide because pyruvate consists of 3 carbon. Lactate also consists of 3 carbon. So under lactic acid fermentation, only product is the end product is a lactate or lactic acid. Here this formation, lactic acid formation is mediating the enzyme lactate dehydrogenase. Same way, this lactic acid formation, this enzyme requires NADH2. So from where this, in order to form the lactic acid, lactate dehydrogenase absolutely requires NADH2. From where this NADH2 is taking? That NADH2 is taking from the glycolysis. Don't get confused. This is a one condition. This is a another condition. Two different conditions. Again, these NAD go and involve in the glycolysis. Here also, if you take the 2-pyruvate, you can take the 2-lactic acid, utilizing how many NADH2? 2 NADH2. So, same conclusion. Under this hypoxia condition, the 2 NADH2 produced during the glycolysis they are not involving the electron transport chain. They are utilizing by the lactate dehydrogenase. That is why I am asking you how many number of ATPs produced per hexo sugar under hypoxia condition. That is a 2. That is why you can conclude like this. The number of ATPs produced during the anaerobic condition, both anaerobic and hypoxia condition, per hexo sugar is equals to 2. That is why this is the fate of pyruvate under anaerobic condition. Next I am going to explain about the fate of pyruvate under aerobic condition. I am going to continue the main track of aerobic cellular respiration. What it means? I am going to explain fate of pyruvate under aerobic condition. Okay, na? Now, as we know, in glycolysis, as a sequence of 10 biochemical reaction, one glucose molecule converted into 2 pyruvate. As we know, glycolysis occurs in the cytoplasm. Okay, now, once a pyruvate formed, this pyruvate is this is a total mitochondria. This one is outer mitochondrial membrane. As we know, it is very smooth. This is the inner mitochondrial membrane. Inner mitochondrial membrane showing the foldings. Now, what is this? Foldings. These foldings are called as a cristae. These cristae associated with the finger-like structures called as a oxysomes. Okay. Now, this total one is called as a mitochondrial matrix. So, next reaction under aerobic condition is going to occur in the mitochondrial matrix. So, once the pyruvate is formed as a result of glycolysis, this pyruvate molecule crossing the outer mitochondrial membrane and the inner mitochondrial membrane enter into mitochondrial matrix. So, pyruvate molecule by crossing the two layers, inner and outer mitochondrial membrane, enter into the mitochondrial matrix. You should remember how many carbon atoms, okay na? So, each pyruvate consists of 3 carbon atoms. Now, the reaction is going to occur in the mitochondrial matrix. In the matrix, this pyruvate convert into acetyl-CoA. Acetyl-CoA. So, how many here? 2 pyruvate. Then convert into 2 acetyl-CoA. CoA, coenzyme A. That's okay. How many number of carbon atoms associated with the one acetic acid? 2 carbons, na? That is acetyl-CoA associated with the 2 carbons. Here, if you take the 1 pyruvate, 3 carbon atom, 1 acetyl-CoA, 2 carbon atom. So, 1 carbon atom is missing, na? If you take the 2 pyruvate, 2 acetyl-CoA, how many carbon atoms are missing? 2 carbons, na? Those 2 carbon atoms releasing in the form of 2 carbon dioxide. That means what? This is the first decarboxylation. Na? One more point is there. Wait. This conversion of pyruvate into acetyl-CoA, that's mediated by one important enzyme complex, that is a PDH complex. Pyruvate dehydrogenase enzyme complex. About this complex, we will speak slowly. This reaction, conversion of pyruvate into acetyl-CoA, pyruvate dehydrogenase complex, an enzyme complex. Na? So, as a result of this one, there is a release of NAD. If you take the 2 molecule, here 2 molecule. Then release of 2 NADH2. That means what? This is a releasing of hydrogen. Na? Removing of hydrogen means what? That is oxidation. Oxidation coupled with the decarboxylation. That is why this is a oxidative decarboxylation. What is the meaning of oxidation? Removing of hydrogen or removing of electrons. Decarboxylation means what? Removing of carbon in the form of carbon dioxide. So you should remember, conversion of pyruvate into acetyl-CoA is the first oxidative decarboxylation in aerobic cellular respiration. That is why I gave the number 1. This conversion, pyruvate into acetyl-CoA conversion, this step is a completely irreversible step. Irreversible step. In animal's body, this conversion is a completely irreversible. So that is a one. Next point is like this pyruvate, from where this is coming? Pyruvate is came from the glycolysis. Okay, na? This acetyl-CoA going to start the Krebs cycle. That means this reaction, pyruvate into acetyl-CoA, this reaction connecting the two metabolic pathway. One side it is connecting the glycolysis, other side it is connecting the Krebs cycle. That is why this reaction is called as a link reaction. That is why this acetyl-CoA is importantly called as a link molecule. Link molecule. The same point I will tell you why acetyl-CoA is a link molecule in the integration of the metabolism. Okay. Comes to the pyruvate dehydrogenase enzyme complex. Where this reaction is occurring? This reaction occurring in the mitochondrial matrix. Now comes to the pyruvate dehydrogenase enzyme complex. Why I called as a complex, you know? It consists of 3 enzymes. This PDH complex consists of 3 very important enzyme complex. This complex consists of 3 enzymes. Now designating as a E1. E1 is called as a PDH. Pyruvate dehydrogenase is a E1, enzyme 1. Next one is a enzyme 2. That enzyme 2 is a dihydrolipoyl transacetylase. That is a enzyme 2. The next one is a enzyme 3. That is a dihydrolipoyl dehydrogenase. These 3, pyruvate dehydrogenase is the first enzyme, dihydrolipoyl transacetylase second enzyme, dihydrolipoyl dehydrogenase is the third enzyme. These 3 enzymes present in the pyruvate dehydrogenase complex. Along with that, this PDH complex consists of 5 coenzymes, 3 enzymes, then 5 coenzymes. What are those coenzymes include? TPP. What is the full form of TPP? Thiamine pyrophosphate. Don't call it as a thymine. Thiamine. That is a vitamin B1. The next one is that FAD. This is a synthesizing from the vitamin B1. This is a synthesizing from vitamin B2. The next one is a NAD. I said na, NAD converted into NADH2. Without NAD, this NADH production is not possible. This NAD synthesizing from which vitamin? That is a vitamin B3. The next one is called as a CoA. Coenzyme A. Co stands for coenzyme. A, because this one is the first discovered coenzyme. That is why they give the alphabet is a A. This is synthesizing from pantothenic acid. That is a vitamin B5. The next one is called as a lipoamide. Lipoic acid synthesis. That is I see. These are the 5 coenzymes. Along with that one metal ion required. It is present in this complex. That is a Mg+2. See this one. This pyruvate dehydrogenase enzyme complex consists of 3 enzymes, 5 coenzymes plus 1 metal ion, that is a magnesium. These all together is called as a pyruvate dehydrogenase enzyme complex that is uniquely present in the mitochondrial matrix that enzyme mediate one irreversible reaction. That is a conversion of pyruvate into acetyl-CoA. This reaction is an example of first step in the aerobic cellular respiration, that is oxidative decarboxylation. This is the fate of pyruvate. In this part, I explained about the fate of pyruvate under anaerobic condition and also under aerobic condition. Next part I am going. So as a result of this one, we reached up to acetyl-CoA. Now this fate of acetyl-CoA, that means this acetyl-CoA is going to involve in the Krebs cycle. That Krebs cycle I am going to explain in the next part. If you till now, if you understand this concept, you can like this video and share to your friends. If you have any doubts, just you comment below. Definitely I will respond to your questions. Thank you. Subscribe our channel.